Oh. What's going on, guys? We're going to wait for a bunch of people to get in here. It takes a couple minutes anyway. But I have a bunch of questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 different questions. Decent questions. We'll see. Kind of last minutes. We'll see if people actually get in here or not. See what happens. Some last minute questions. If you guys want to talk about anything, just put it over in the comments section. We'll start talking in a couple minutes. Takes a couple minutes for people to get in here anyway. So we should see some of the questions. A lot of questions about my job today. Haven't done one of these YouTube lives in I think a couple weeks now, actually. But a lot of questions about the NYPD. If I plan to keep doing it or breed full time, what my career path is, what I'm doing right now in the NYPD. So I guess today we're going to talk a little bit about my, I guess you could say my day job, but my only job or my job. We got what project am I excited to get involved in? It's kind of a two-parter, right? Do-it-yourself racks and incubators. Not a fan. My career, my ultimate combination that I want to do, or what I want to do in my career. Will Claire snakes freeze? Is there room for more breeders in the ball python market? How much more and why? How many times have I gotten bit? Every damn time. I'm going to quit my job, quit the NYPD. Pair gene combo, clown pied. It's actually somebody actually said, "What's your favorite double recessive besides clown pied?" And the answer is clown pied. No, I'll talk about that in a second. Oh, I know, Teresa. A lot of questions today about that. Normally it doesn't happen. A lot of people don't ask me about the whole PD thing, which I tend not to speak about all that much, even though my name is directly tied to it. We'll give it until like another 2 or 3 minutes, guys, and we'll get started. A little later than tonight, so I don't expect that many people in here. Normally we get like 25, 30 people in here. I don't expect that today. Got some good questions, though. Normally it take 2 or 3 days to get the questions together from Instagram, but only did it today, and I got about 10, 11 solid questions, so we'll definitely get going soon. Any more questions, things you guys want to talk about? What's up, Chris? We'll definitely get started on that. So I guess we'll get going right away. What's up, Skills? So one of the first questions that I got asked is my views on building your own racks and incubator. Well, first and foremost, I never built my own racks. I know my buddy Saul from Saul's Balls. He uses them. Ultramel, no. Sunset, yes. But later on, Sunset's not like the gene where I look at it and I got to get into it right now. I'm going to let that gene go down in price significantly before I even jump in there. But as far as building your own racks and incubators, I made a whole video about this and what I feel about buying professionally made versus making your own. The racks probably aren't as important to buy professionally as it is the incubator, in my opinion. Obviously, we know the issues I had with my first 2 clutches with snakes due directly to my incubator issue. So, in my opinion, I would go, if you're just starting off, I wouldn't build your own incubator unless you're super handy. I'm not. I would just buy one made. You can buy one for like $1,500, and it's gonna hold as many clutches you can produce for years and years to come. So, my opinion and my experience, my outlook on building your own equipment, don't do it. Just buy professionally made. I don't trust myself to build it. Maybe that's why. If you feel comfortable, and a lot of people swear with the home built stuff, I'm just gonna buy one. Right? I already screwed up enough stuff. So, what project am I excited to get into, and what combos do I want to start making? So I really like the Monsoon gene, and I like the Desert Ghost gene. Obviously, Monsoon is ridiculously expensive right now. My buddy Rob from Racer Reptiles, he plans on getting into that. So I'm going to let him do his thing with Monsoon, and hopefully jump in with him later on with that, or maybe buy some from him. The other gene I really want to get, I got to finish off my puzzle collection. I got my 2 puzzle girls, 2 hets, so I definitely want to get 2 or 3 more puzzle girls going. But I also want to get to the Desert Ghost gene. Again, Rob's got 3 or 4 gorgeous Desert Ghost girls. So I'm probably just going to wait for him to start producing before I get into that and concentrate on my clowns and everything else. So we'll see about that. But maybe I'll pick off 1 or 2 Desert Ghost girls. Let's talk about my career, I guess. Well, let's skip that. Ultimate combo that I want to make. I think I've covered this a million times. Is the internet that bad, guys? Am I getting like off and on? Because we had like that tropical storm here. So if the internet's really bad, let me know. Maybe I'll switch over to Instagram instead of YouTube. But I do know that we have. It's good. All right. Yeah, because it's going on. It's been going on and off for the past like 2 days. What was I saying? I've mentioned this a couple times. Like what I ultimately want to create. I really want to make like an Xanthic clown pied snake. You know, I guess it'd be like a lightning clown pied. Um, I think that would look awesome, right? We all know clown, like Xanthic clowns look phenomenal, and adding pie to it just make it that much better. That's something definitely down the line. I do have that one spider clown that's possible head Xanthic. I might try to prove her out, I might not, or I might just buy into that double recessive and combine it with my pie. Today, guys, I did get my newest mail-in. I'll put it this way: he's got 5 genes on top of Pied by himself. So he's a 6-gene snake with the recessive. He's an absolute savage. I'm gonna be posting that video on Friday. He's gorgeous. Some of you guys already know what it is. I probably mentioned it a few times. All right. There's 3 questions I really want to cover. Like the main 3 questions I want to cover is talking about my career. VPI is the only one I've really seen in person. I really don't like. Listen, we all take pictures of our snakes. You can enhance them, play with them, edit them. But VPI is the only one I've seen in person so far. I really like it. So I'm kind of one of those guys where it's the first thing I'm introduced to. I'm gonna like stay strangely loyal to that. Double recessive. What's my favorite double recessive besides clown pied? It's Xanthic pied, right? Lightning pieds. I love them. I think they look awesome, like a black and white snake. You know, it just easy. Any shows? When I start selling my snakes? Am I gonna do shows or am I gonna do online? Probably both, right? I do plan on doing the shows on Long Island. Once I actually start producing more than like 6 snakes. We do have the shows in Brentwood over at this. Keeps going back, and I have to refresh. That's weird. If I'm having issues, guys, let me know in the comments. But a lot of people are saying it's all right. There's 2 shows that happen a few times a year that are local. The first one's in Brentwood. It's actually at where like Suffolk County Police Department where they have their academy. I think it's also Suffolk County Community College or Brentwood campus. They do a show there like 2 or 3 times a year. There's also one in Westchester. It's a little bit bigger. So the answer is I plan on once I'm up and running and I'm doing fairly well. I have a lot of different snakes to sell. I plan on going to those shows and having booths at those shows. But I also have the Morph Market. I'm going to try to sell on Craigslist, stuff like that. But mainly Morph Market. I'm going to do the shows also. If it gets to the point where I can afford to travel, I wouldn't mind doing the bigger shows in Cali or Tinley, stuff like that. But I don't know how to get my snakes there. I mean, I guess I'd have to drive. It'd be a far drive, especially with the snakes. Some of these snakes are expensive. I don't see really taking the risk. We also Rob driving from Florida up here. I didn't go all that well for him. All right. So these 3 questions I really wanted to talk about. The one question, it's kind of a 2-part of my career. Someone said I don't talk about like what I actually do a lot, and I'm really not going to get into it too much, just because like my department, I think it's clear who I work for at this point, right? If you follow my channel at all or you know me at all, they're a little micromanage. They micromanage us, and they look to I don't know, censor us, I guess you could say. With that being said, listen, I was the type of kid where I first got on the police department. I got put in probably one of the worst precincts in New York City, and I guess I just worked hard. I listened to the older cops and I did my thing. I was super, super active. I was very proactive. I wasn't a report taker, and kept being active. Eventually, I got transferred to a really, really slow precinct, and I was active there. And being active there, you can be as a cop, you can be active no matter where you work, right? For whatever department you work in, for wherever you are working, you could be active according to where you work, right? Just because you're not in Brownsville, you're not in East Flatbush, you're not getting guns off the street, doesn't mean you can't be active in, Midtown South or something where you got a lot of grand larceny and pickpockets, right? You can be busy according to where you are. I was the kid where, fortunately enough, I started. Let me turn my TV off, like blue fucking glow. I was the kid where fortunately enough, I started off real, real busy in a really busy house. And that's kind of how where you start off as a cop is how you're going to be for the rest of your career, right? You could end up in like the easiest place. You could end up in, Times Square or wherever else, but you started in the ghetto. Yeah, Friday. So Maurice, Friday's video, just comment on that video, and that's where I'm going to choose the giveaway. I actually just fed him today. Keeps going black. Really? Is everybody else having problems with this? All right. Anyway, I was fortunate enough when I got into my career to start in like a busy area, and that's kind of like what shaped me to be the active cop I guess I am. Ended up going to like a real slow command, and while I was at the slow command, I ended up getting hooked up with a pretty good group of guys, pretty good group of bosses. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry about that, Merg. I got hooked up with a pretty good group and a pretty good. Everyone says I'm good. Maybe it's your computer. You got that Obama computer. Good luck. Sorry. Maybe exit out and come back in. Um, So I got hooked up with a pretty good group of guys. I worked hard and I got put on like a special ops team, and I had a good sergeant come over from another busy precinct, and I ended up driving him for the last 5 or 6 years. And then I ended up getting hooked up with the captain and became an inspector. And now he should be a chief any day now. And he ended up taking me back to the original He took over the precinct. He took over my precinct, and now he took over as a CO. And I ended up going with him. It's actually my original precinct. So it kind of worked out well. And honestly, I'm just going to ride it out as long as I can. I got promoted with him to detective, and I like what I do. And the overtime's there, and we're active enough. We're super, 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 super active. And I'm going to toot my own horn here. We led the city in guns 4 years in a row. So 7-3 and 7-5 can shove it. We smoked you guys. It is what it is. Numbers don't lie. But now with everything going on, we've taken like a back seat. We're kind of up and running again, getting search warrants. I guess doing our thing. Really good group of guys I'm with, though. I've been involved in a lot of really, really good teams. The other second part of that question is, do I plan on quitting my day job to breed ball pythons full time? No. And there's a few reasons for that. One, no. Two, I mean, my career, I like being a cop. That's who I am. That's my job. The ball python breeding thing isn't like a career for me. Listen, am I going to make excess money on the side? Absolutely. But I don't want the snakes to become a source of my income. What I mean is I don't want to rely on them to where I'm forced to either mass breed or make snakes breed before they're ready, or sell snakes for cheap, or sell snakes and feel a pressure to sell the snake in order to pay my mortgage, pay my rent, pay my mortgage, and pay like my bills. I never wanted to become that. So I plan on taking this as far as I can go. Absolutely, I would love to get up to 100 clutches one year. That could take years and years and years, but we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I do not plan on giving up my career. I mean, I'm in my 9th year right now. I plan on retiring as a detective for the NYPD, and I plan on seeing it full through. And I never want snakes to become a hassle to me. And I really feel like if they became like my only source of income, it puts like an added pressure on it. It stops becoming a hobby business, and it forms more into just a business. And the snakes, the pension, right? Yeah, I want that pension. That's absolutely sure. That's going to be the extra snake money I retire. But I don't want to look at snakes as a means to survive, because it loses like the awe of like the reptiles. It loses like the awe of, oh, this is great. Like even today, before I started talking to you guys doing this live, I was in there, spot cleaning, and I was doing water swaps and misting everybody, and like that's fun to me. That's relaxing to me, right? I have a couple of beers and I take care of the snakes. I take pictures for my Instagram channel. My inspiration. I'll tell you in 1 second how I all got started. And that's like my leisure. Like I relax dealing with my snakes. And I feel like if I rely on the snakes full time for income, that's going to take away from that. Like I had one troll who was like destroying me on YouTube about being monetized and stuff like that. Guys, realistically, it's like less than $1 a day. I made 150 something $1,000 last year at NYPD. Like, trust me, getting monetized on YouTube's not paying my phone bill. Never. I don't think you can afford like a night out drinking. Not even close, actually. So I never wanted to become that. I never wanted to become where I view them as just money, because it's going to lose like that all aspect. I don't want to do that. Who's my inspiration to ball python injury? Miguel, Brian, and Justin. To be honest with you, I made the decision. Actually, it's one of the questions. I get this question a lot. What made me want to breed? It was just kind of like a mistake and a joke at a bar that led to me having 30 snakes in my house. I don't really know what the fuck happened, to be honest with you, but it happened. And like I've been dropping money, ridiculous amounts of money, just because I want to take this as far as I can go. So to be honest with you, I didn't have like an inspiration. It wasn't like a big time breeder I was watching, whether it was like Billy or Brian or Justin or like or Miguel. I never looked at these big time breeders and went, oh, I want to do that. Like I kind of decided I wanted to breed ball pythons and give it a shot, and then I discovered the big time breeders. Yeah, I'll talk to anybody. Listen, I'm new at this, guy. So like a lot of these guys have this vast knowledge and like where things got started and the history of things and what genes can create what. I'm just gonna look at them and bob my head up and down. But so to answer your question, I never really got into breeding ball pythons because of somebody. I just like I honestly bought a normal. I had ball pythons 3 or 4 times in the past. I honestly bought a normal, went to like do more research on it, found Morph Market. I was like, holy shit, look at all these ball pythons, all these different like genes into it. I was like, oh, I can do this. It'd be fun to create this stuff, right? It's like living art. You can make a little money on the side. Cool. Let me see if I can do this. Started buying more snakes. Then I started looking on YouTube. And that's when I started discovering these big breeders. And then once I had the conversation with Billy on my Instagram live months and months ago, he was like on vacation. What's up, Marshall? He was like on vacation with his wife, and he took the time aside to talk to me. And then I realized you have a big time breeder like that that's willing to take the time aside on vacation to talk to a kid that's got 5 snakes at the time in his living room. That I really loved like this community, and that's when I decided I wanted to take it to the next level. Um, that's when I decided I really wanted to go, full bore with this, and that's why you see me dropping the money I'm dropping. It's not to be like, oh look, I can make these expensive snakes now. Of course, listen, anyone who says they don't want to make money off of snakes, they're not going to sell the snakes, then give them away. Don't sell them. All right, it's that simple. But the reason why I'm paying for all these really expensive snakes is they're the ones I like the most. I mean, it's really that simple. I love pie. I love clowns. Clown pies happen to be $5 grand a piece right now. It is what it is. I'm not going to not work with what I want. I'm impatient, so I don't want to create my own hits. It is what it is. This is a good question. Um, in the ball python market, people say it's dead. Is there room for more ball pythons? Is there room for more ball python breeders? Um, yeah, no, we had like we didn't get hit with the hurricane. It was like a tropical storm when it got here. The pole just down the block there fell down on my block. I lost electricity like for like an hour. My internet just came back today, but other than that, we were good. I was actually delivering for Uber Eats 2 days ago or last night, and all the powers were out everywhere. So I made a killing. I made like $300 last night delivering food. That's right. It is what it is. So yeah, that question is: a ball python market dead? Is there enough room for more breeders, and if so, how much more? Well, first and foremost, guys, right? I haven't been selling a lot of snakes. I just started producing them. Um, but I'll say this: having conversations with big time breeders, they say that it just keeps going up and up and up from here. The market keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more breeders keep coming into the market. So just because new breeders are coming into the market doesn't mean there's not enough room for us. Because if I'm a new breeder and you're a new breeder and she's a new breeder and he's a new breeder, and I'm producing snakes, even though there's 4 new breeders right there, all 4 of them are going to buy snakes from each other. So just because like the amount of breeders is going up with the ball python industry, there's more people willing to buy snakes now. Hello, it's Mills. Oh, that's my new rookie bitch on the team, Jimmy Geek. That's the new. That's the computer nerd. That's my protege. Right, Mills? I'm taking the collar on Friday and search wants mine. Um, so just because there's more breeders coming into the market doesn't mean there's less people to buy. If anything, there's more people to buy, right? Very rarely do I see people that buy one ball python. They have like I have my retic in the corner there, my boa over there. Those are like my quote unquote show off pieces. But people that have ball pythons, they have like 10. I've met a few people that have 20, 30 snakes. They don't breed. They just like the snakes. It's like people that collect anything else. So in short, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's like an ongoing thing. I'm too lazy to take it, dude. I've had my fun. I'm over it. We flipped the guy. We got the whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. Um, I'm getting sidetracked here. Yeah. So just because the ball python breeder industry is going up, just means there's more people to buy ball pythons. Ball pythons like the Me Too snake. I have 30 snakes in there, and like not even a real breeder yet. You got guys that have 20, 30 snakes that just collect. So I don't think there's plenty of room for everybody. 60 snakes. That's what I'm saying, man. It just goes up and up. When Rob moved in here during the COVID thing, it was mid-April. I only had like 8 or 9 ball pythons. I didn't have. Well, you used to breed too, right, Mills? You used to breed snakes, and you have a snake in your arm. These things are disgusting, by the way. There's the only beer I have. It's not even beer. It's like hard seltzer. I feel like a child. Montauk, though, right? Whatever. What was I saying? I don't know. I have no idea what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I just think there's more room to go up and up and up with the ball python industry. I think it's a lot of fun, right? Especially with the new technology and the YouTube and the social media. see all these new guys like small town exotics, high desert pythons, souls balls, racer reptiles. You have all these guys that are brand new, like myself, and like their channels are exploding, their Instagrams are exploding, their collections are exploding. And what's more, it's this: people are like, oh, there's enough room to breed snakes. So if you have a market, keep shutting off. I don't have to tell you guys. Sorry. Apologize. My internet's good. I think we're good. I don't know. If you have a market where, like, if I'm creating something, you're creating something, this person creating something, and they're all the same, right? Let's say we all bred normal ball pythons, then yeah, eventually the market's going to become flooded, right? Because you're all producing and selling the same product. But when it comes to all these new genes, these new recessives coming out, these new incomplete dominants coming out, yeah, I got destroyed about that video, Ron. I'll talk about that in a second, but whatever. With all these different genes coming out, everybody's going to be different. It's going to keep going up and up from there. Look at when like clowns first came out, right? And then all of a sudden, like you added pied to that. Now all of a sudden you have guys like my end game is like an orange dream, yellow belly, like fire leopard, clown pied snake. So like we're going to keep creating these different types of snakes. That's going to keep making the market go different ways. So it's never going to plateau out. We're not all producing the same snake. We're constantly adding incomplete dominant genes into it, recessive genes into it. We have the big thing now is like double recessives. You're going to see triple recessives. You're going to see quadruple recessives. Then you're going to put 5 codons on top of it. So it's never ending. You're going to keep stacking it. And what's even nice is the fact that it takes generations to make these snakes. So, for example, like my end game, I'd love, like I said, the orange dream, yellow belly, like fire leopard, clown pied snake. That's a project like for me, it's 5 years down the road, and to get the snakes to make them, those snakes took 7, 8 years to make. So, like, I don't see the market going anywhere because exactly the market's unlimited. You can just keep changing stuff. Yeah, Ron, the $1,000 budget. See, people took that as I was saying, like, oh, spend $1,000, you're good to go. I thought I made it clear that I was excluding, obviously infrastructure, electricity, feeding them, et cetera, et cetera. I was just saying, if you have $1,000 right now, why not buy these snakes? And eventually they'll make that money back, and you have your bigger collection. And, of course, trolls just destroyed me. And eventually I had to block one of the guys because it gets to a point where it's like, listen, did I just freeze out? It gets to a point where I'm just like, this is like ridiculous. There's that TR person. TR is another troll of mine. Doesn't leave me alone. FBI hasn't taped. Yeah, FBI wants nothing to do with me. Look, if it's dead, how do you find out? Right. Well, that's the thing, Marshall. I feel like one thing I keep talking to my buddy Mike from Redline Pythons, how the market, people should say the market's dead because like people didn't want you to get into it because there's a lot of local like selling. They didn't have like these overnight shipping throughout the 50 states and overseas in the UK and stuff like that. So people were very like, oh, the market's dead because I'm breeding, you're breeding all in Suffolk County and Long Island, and we're flooding Suffolk County. But now a guy in Suffolk County can ship a snake to Cali overnight. So I don't think it's dead at all. I'm like, who cares if it's dead? I mean, I don't. They're finding new genes every day, right? You have these African imports coming in. You're trying to prove them out. There's dozens and dozens and dozens. Yes, they leave marks. Oh, that's the question I got actually. Only when you get bit on the neck, though. Then it really hurts. How many times have I gotten bit? Every day. The new snake I got today bit me twice already. Why? I don't know. I think it's because I have big fat fingers and I'm like in your face and they're just like fuck you and they bite you. I have no idea. I don't surprise the snakes. I'm really calm and I don't know. Yeah, Ron, you know what it is, man? People are people. Yeah, they're gonna come at you no matter what. They're always gonna find reasons. I don't care. It is what it is. A lot of people understood what I meant by that video. I look at it like this. If you look at them directly just for a business, and no, if you buy a few snakes for $1,000, you got to figure housing, you got to figure food, electricity, stuff like that. But if you look at it like me, where I have my career to kind of fuel this hobby, to me, it's like having the big rack, having the food, like going to Country Critters and buying rats for my snakes is like I think it's something I look forward to. It's like part of my routine. That's not part of the business to me. Even though I save the receipts now, same thing with buying the snakes. I'm buying things I want. It's not like an investment to me where this is my business. Like I like these snakes, so I completely exclude that. To me, I was just trying to say, listen, you have $1,000, spend it like this. You can make a couple bucks, pay for the snakes event. You can pay for themselves, and you expand your projects. Uh, well, Kenneth, I'll tell you this. I just spent $4,000 on a powerhouse pied male. Friday, I'm gonna show him to everybody. The reality is this, man. Like, definitely, if I have two normal pied girls, one's like 1,500 grams, one's like 1,200 grams, 1,100 grams. I got an Enchi pastel pied girl, it's in at 1,300 grams. Then I got a crazy het pied. She's orange dream, pastel, fire leopard, yellow belly, or asphalt het pied girl. All four of those girls are getting ready for this male I have now. So if I was you, if you want to spend like $4,000 or $5,000 on a crazy pied male, get like three or four like normal pied females, or get like a one gene pied female, a couple of them, and have them ready to go. Um, Pies are the way to go, man. I love pies. Pies always sell quickly. Not that I have any experience with that, but all my buddies that produce pies say they sell quickly. Um, Pies are nice because they do change the pattern and the color a little bit, but it kind of just adds to the snake. So you can take a look at like, oh, I really like this. I really like bananas. I can just add pie to it. I still have my banana snake, right? That's why I like pie. It doesn't change everything completely. It kind of just makes part of the snake white, which I think is just like an added bonus to whatever else you want to work with. What other questions we got? How many times I get bit every day? Any more questions, guys? Anything you guys want to talk about? Why did I get into breeding? I explained that already. What is that? Well, here's the thing about getting just a clown pie. So let's say you have like three or four female pies, then you buy a clown pied male. So you produce all visual pies, and then we all be het clown. That's cool. But like, I feel like if you're gonna buy a clown pied snake, get into the clown pied project. Like for me, I'm gonna have two visual clown pied girls. I have a killer leopard clown pied female coming from Colorado. I'm picking up a passed out clown pied girl in like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I also have a Enchi yellow belly double het clown pied. Then I'm gonna create my own pied snake het clown to breed back to them, if that makes sense. So like, if you're gonna go clown pied, then go clown pied. Don't go clown pied just to go into pies, because then you're kind of wasting that other recessive. Unless you plan on creating your own hets. If you want to make a couple, like, a bunch of clutches that are all visual pied het clown, awesome. More power to you. Save back that male, breed it back to one of your females or something like that. You definitely do that. No, I'm gonna go with the Sea Serpent Hotbox. I like the way they look. The fans built in. They got the LED lights. It's nice. Right. Well, it's long term and short term. Absolutely. What's the other question? Pies and bells. Well, pies and bells. Pies and bells. Yeah. I actually have a combo to create bells. I have that pastel lesser head pie girl. I'm going to breed that coral glow black pastel trick Mojave. I'm hoping to hit a couple of bells. I know it's kind of a waste because you got all those genes in them. Because if it's a white snake, it might be, who knows. But I plan to create a couple of bells because bells are just nice, man. Who doesn't like a white snake, right? My girl Luna's, she's great. She's in shed. She ate today. She had a medium rat in shed today. So also, guys, I wanted to get double recessive, but I know I can't have some. Hold on. Well, yeah, I mean, bells pay the bills. See, getting into the double recessive, it's like you have to keep in mind. Like, for example, I'm spending $5,000 on a pastel clown pie girl. Now, when she's ready to breed, well, she is breed ready. But if you buy a hatchling for $5,000, the time it's ready to breed and reproduces itself might only be worth $2,500 or something like that. So that's the one thing you gotta plan for. So instead of just shooting for like clown pies, just a clown pie, try to shoot for genes on top of that. So I had a long conversation with I don't know if I'm that knowledgeable, dude. I just read and I watch a lot of shit, and I try to like make up my own opinions on it, and kind of learn as I go, and then try to regurgitate as much as I can to you guys. But I had a long conversation with my buddy Mike from Porta Pythons, because I'm getting into that puzzle project. I was gonna buy like 4 visual puzzle girls. The problem was you can only really come up with like a pastel puzzle, a calico puzzle, like a couple other like one gene puzzle girls. And he was like, Bake, that's great. But when you start producing visual puzzles, like that's going to be 2 years down the road. And now you're only producing like a pastel puzzle. Why don't you buy a couple hets? That's why I turned my attention to the het puzzles. So now I have 2 puzzle girls that are het puzzle, rather. One's Orange Dream Lesser het puzzle. The other one is Orange Dream Yellow Belly pastel spider het puzzle. Now I have 5 codons on top of my puzzles. Even though I didn't start with visual puzzles, I started with the hets. Now, at least when I start producing them in 2 years, I'm gonna have more genes on top of the puzzle rather than just producing either puzzles or like one gene puzzle. If that makes sense. This is all I do, man. To be honest with you, like, my buddy, I want to say my buddy, but if it's that bad, guys, I'll cut it short in a couple of minutes. It's probably my internet. We got hit with that little storm or whatever. I apologize, guys. I'll cut it short. Yeah, I mean that's what I figured too, Ryan. Like you add like you buy like 3 or 4 females for $1,000 a pop and spend like 5 grand the male, you'd be in good shape. Uh, no, dude, listen, if you want to do clown pies, by all means get into clown pies. But if I was you, I would buy like orange dream, yellow belly, pied, het clowns. You know what I mean? Like don't shoot for just clown pies. Because in 2 years, clown pies are gonna be everywhere. In 3 years, clown pies will be everywhere. You want to have like an orange dream, yellow belly, pastel clown pie. You know what I'm saying? So start setting yourself up with hets. That way when you produce visuals, double recessive visuals, now you have 3 or 4 codons on top of them. That's why, like I explained the puzzle story. I could buy 3 or 4 puzzle girls. They're going to be either just like a puzzle or pastel puzzle, calico puzzle. So when I start producing visual puzzles in 2 years, I'm just going to produce pastel puzzles. Where like the market for puzzle will be far past that. So then now on the other side, if I buy hets that have 4 or 5 genes on top of the het, now when I produce the visuals in 2 years, now I'll be with the game. I'll be producing orange, green, yellow, belly, pastel puzzles. You know what I'm saying? So now I'll be keeping my projects up with the times rather than consistently and constantly just being 2 years behind. That's what I do, man. I dove all into this. I mean, like I said, I kind of told the story in Friday's video, like when we posted up on Friday. When I saw this when I saw this pied male on Ozzy Boyd's Morph Market, I was like, holy shit. I was like, I would love to get my hands on that snake. Like, I can change my whole collection around with that snake. But I don't have $4,500 right now. Oh, thank you for your service, then, bro. No, do your thing, then, man. Snakes ain't going nowhere. Trust me. Snakes are not going anywhere. So remember, I literally was on top of one of the roofs doing a vertical with my lieutenant. I was driving my lieutenant on overtime, and hey, Mary, and I remember seeing the snake. I was like, wow, I would love to have this pied boy. He would really like take my collection to the next level. That's something I really like, but I don't have $4,500. So I kind of like dismissed it. Then I texted Ozzy the next day, and I was like, hey, I want that. He's got to put it on hold for you. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I don't have the money for this thing. He's like, nah. He's like, whatever, 2 months, whatever, 60 days, 90 days, whatever you need, let me know. So I gave him money down, and then I just found a way. Lots of times you're going to look at snakes you want and be like, oh, they're way too expensive. And you just cancel your way out and you become negative. They'll be that way. Just figure it out. Like, I'm a New York City detective, and I'm doing Uber Eats. So I worked yesterday. I worked 10 hours between yesterday and today. I cashed out at $450. It's a lot of money, guys, 2 days. They average out to like $41 an hour. I was getting hooked up with tips yesterday because of the hurricane, but regardless, that's great money. The week before, I made $770 hustling for Uber Eats. That's last week. This weekend, I want to make another $300-400. So, like, find ways. If you just sit there on the couch and look at Morph Market, like, I can never afford that snake, then someone else is going to buy that snake. Go figure it out. I sold my quad. I sold my Jeep. You know what I mean? I'm working overtime. I don't go out to the bars. I sit at fucking home, and I do Uber Eats. I hang out with my dog, and I do this shit because I want to spend money on snakes. And I want to build my collection. I want to take Blue Line Morphs to that next level. I want to be ranked with Ozzy Boyd and Miguel and Bud Billy and all those guys. I want my name to be up there synonymous with like really quality snakes and next level shit. I'm not going to get to the next level shit by not buying things. That's simple. That's what I'm saying, bro. Hustle. I love it. I drive around my dog sleeping over there, and it's great. Mm-hmm. How did I come up with the name Luna? I came up with it all by myself. That's how I came up with the name. Uh, me mentor you? No, bro. Like, I'm brand new, man. You know me mentoring you. I killed one clutch and killed 2 snakes in my second clutch. I'm not gonna. You know what? Me mentoring you. Learn from my mistakes and don't do them the year after. Ryan. No, you're exactly right. That's how I'm setting up my projects. I picked the genes I liked, which is clown, and I like pieds, and then I like puzzle. And then I have banana and core glow shit mixed in over there. I got it started, dude. I love it. And my plan is to have upper and lower of each. So in other words, I'm gonna have my normal clowns producing 1 or 2 gene combo clowns, and then I'm gonna have my clown pies. I'm gonna have the bottom shelf clowns, upper level clowns, and then same thing with pies. I'm gonna have like 1 or 2 gene pied combos or normal pies. Then I'm gonna have the wild pies on top. So I really want to have a wide spectrum of quality of snakes and price of snakes. So in other words, if you come to my morph market, or you come to my table at a show, you're like, holy shit, look at that orange dream, yellow belly, pastel fire, leopard pied snake. I can't afford $4,500 for that snake. I really like the pied though. Oh, look, he's got an orange dream, yellow belly pied for $900, $1,000 right there. I can afford. To come to me and be like, oh, it's all cheap snakes, or oh my god, I can't afford any of the shit he produces. I want to be able to sell normals all the way up to who knows, $10,000 snakes, just so I can have people buy from me and learn from me and like extend my brand to people just getting into the market or people who've been in the market for decades. I want to have that spectrum of snakes from everywhere from cheap to expensive. If that makes sense. So I have upper and lower tiers to my projects. Yeah, it's a waiting game too, Ryan. Man, you just gotta wait. You know what I mean? Like realistically, you can get a female ready in 2 years, but if she's not ready, she's not ready. So I always plan on like 3 years. Well, you know what? Blue Line will be on Patreon. No, it's just that might be honest with you. Be honest with you, bro. Trying to keep up with like the Instagram and like the YouTube and working full time, working the overtime at PD, and then working like the Uber Eats. Like I get lazy sometimes. Like, I didn't post yesterday on Instagram, which is a big no for me. But the Patreon thing, eh, I can't compete with guys like Miguel and Miguel's not doing it though. With Billy or like Matt from Olympus Reptiles, I don't think that's gonna be happening. We just got our channel going. Channel is growing nicely though, guys. I appreciate that. If you're interested in that giveaway that is happening on Friday, the videos will be posted. Comment on that video, and that's where I'm gonna pick to send that mail out to. He ate today. He's a savage, so we'll see. Any other questions we didn't cover? Will Claire snake freeze? You guys know Medusa's lair. She's probably not in here, but she was panicking today because she lost electricity in her condo, and she was saying that her snakes are going to get too cold, but 85 fucking degrees outside, so why does the video keep coming out? Honestly, I think my internet's probably shitty right now, dude. I think they're probably working on it. Optimum's probably working on it in my neighborhood because it did go out a few times. If it's that bad, guys, I'm probably just going to cut it short then tonight. I'll probably end it in like 5 minutes. I apologize. Internet's the internet. I will say this though, because of my little rookie bitch that was in the channel before, he's gonna teach me how I can broadcast live with like Rob again and shit. So Rob be down in Tennessee, I can split the screen, or I can get like four people up there. I would love to get all 4 of us, Red Line Pythons, Porta Pythons, me and Racer Reptiles, at least once a week, so we can all talk and maybe make that a weekly occurrence. So I definitely figured that out. So these live sessions not just going to be me sitting in my living room anymore. I'm going to start incorporating more people into it. How long have I been a detective for? November 20th, 2018, I got promoted. There's about 2 years. Why does the video keep cutting out? All right, guys, listen. Yeah, I'm going to try to get that going because the group text with the 4 of us is always very lively. So I'd love to get us face-to-face talking. Any more questions, guys? Anything you guys want to talk about quickly? I'm going to head off. Probably watch Netflix, Gotham. Probably eat more food. That's what I do. This is disgusting. It's in my fridge, so I'll keep eating it. Whatever. Anything else, guys? No? Going once. Going twice. Sold. All right, guys. Quick little live session. Answered a couple questions. Haven't done these in a couple weeks. I appreciate everybody that came in here. If you want to keep talking to me, DM me on Instagram. Okay, I'll be sitting on my phone watching TV. Definitely hit me up on there if you want to keep just bullshit about whatever you want to bullshit about. All right, guys? As always, I appreciate it, man. This is fun. We're moving along, right? Big season coming up next year. Definitely stay tuned for Friday's video. That mail I got is insane. Bolo, you always come at the end, man. I'll message you on Instagram. But as always, guys, listen. Appreciate it. Be safe, guys. Watch your 6.